Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I Heart Aries. My name is Chelsea, and this is the channel where we do all Aries readings. And today we're going to take a look at the energies that are surrounding the Aries collective. We're going to do a bit of a self-reflection here, reading to see what you need to know in order to reach your goals or heal or get to where you're trying to get to. Okay, so let's see here what the energy is that comes out. Okay. So we have freedom was the first card that came out. You are releasing any self-imposed restrictions or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. Grief is underneath there, okay? I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. We have integrity. You demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with your every action. We have priorities. You understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. And you have discernment. These are some heavy hitters. Okay. You are developing the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. All right. So let's stop right there. All right. The bottom of the deck, blame is in reverse, and expression and worry. So Aries, the first card here with the freedom and the grief, I connected these two energetically. I saw as soon as I lifted the freedom, I can see that the grief here, they were connected. So with this freedom and this grief energy here, I feel like there may be a situation where someone here it may be that you're not allowing yourself to be free from a situation that was very heavy for you. Okay. I'm also like this grief energy, and I know there's a card in here that says guilt, but I'm getting guilt from this. You know, Aries, it seems like here somebody has put a lot of limitations on what they can do, what you can have, what you're able to create, what you're able to manifest, what you're deserving of, what you're worthy of. And it feels that it's at like your deepest level or in your subconscious. It may not be something that you admit out loud or you even say out loud to yourself or anyone else, but the limitations that you have set on your life within relationships, work, friendships, things like that, you have placed upon yourself, and they may have been created through, external situations, maybe how you were raised, the experiences that you've experienced, the relationships that you've already had, maybe even, having to do with family members and things like that. So there's someone here who is needing to release these self-imposed restrictions, okay? Or I like this, perceived limitations. That's important. Okay. And to open up. Now, this may be a difficult thing to do because there may be some grief that needs to be resolved as well. Okay. Are you grieving a person? Are you grieving a situation? Are you grieving the you before a particular situation happened to you and you're unable to really let it go or release yourself from it? Okay. Um, yeah, but it says, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So the next card we have is integrity. You demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with your very action. This is very important right here. This one is very important, and your integrity. And not so much as, I mean, it could be in correlation to other people, but more so with yourself. I think that it's very difficult sometimes for people, especially in their raw healing stages, to be completely honest with yourself. Completely honest. Sometimes being completely honest comes with tears, anger, and frustration, but it is definitely the key to unlocking a door for you to get to the next level in your healing. And sometimes you'll find yourself very stuck in one place because you cannot get that key, right? You cannot find the right key to unlock the next door. And it all has to do with self. We're always looking for an external blockage to the next level, but sometimes it is the integrity within inside of ourselves to be completely raw and honest with who you are, what you've been through, what you need to release, what you need to let go. And sometimes, is it really my fault, or am I blaming myself? Or is it really my fault and I'm blaming someone else? Okay. That is a very difficult thing to do, but it is a very, very powerful accomplishment. Okay. And it's a great step. It's a great next step. Sometimes it's the biggest step in your healing. Okay. We talk about this all the time about, being honest with yourself, forgiving yourself. And we say these things and they roll off of my tongue, but it is extremely hard to do. They're extremely hard to do when sometimes you have to take the blame for certain situations where you could have been the change or the catalyst for change, where you could have been the bigger person, or when you could have released yourself from a situation way before it got too deep. Okay. So yeah, that's a biggie. And I see that's why this is in the middle of the reading. Okay. It says you demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with your every action. And that part is also important as well. Okay. Because there is no beating yourself up. There is no condemning yourself when you're being honest with yourself. Okay. None of that is even helpful. Okay. Nobody is asking you to to chastise yourself, to punish yourself in any way. But when you are honest with yourself, you do it with the vibration of love. Okay, because that's the only thing that's going to help you heal. And most times you're giving yourself the love that you never received from others, or the love that you were begging from other people, friends, family, and lovers, all of them, right? Sometimes we find ourselves trying to beg for love and acceptance and appreciation because we give it so freely, but we're not getting it in return. And sometimes that's the biggest thing that really needs to be realized as well about, are you trying to pick fruit from a fruitless tree? Right. And when I say a fruitless tree, maybe a relationship, a person maybe unable to give you what you need, but you're still trying to pick that fruit from a fruitless tree. So sometimes we put ourselves in these situations here. And it's okay to be honest with yourself about it, because that may be the very thing that frees you from that situation and that guilt. Okay. And we have priorities. Okay. You understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. This one here is screaming self-love. Okay. The love that you're manifesting in all situations, is it you? Are you putting yourself first? Are you making yourself a priority? Okay. And this is also important. Do you understand how important that is? Okay. Because I'm seeing here, it says you understand the paramount importance of manifesting love. Like, do you really understand how important it is to love yourself and to put yourself first? Or is it just something that you say and you hear and you know that you should do? If you take a look at the relationships in your life right now, and just seriously, maybe even if you need to pause the video or stop for a second and ask yourself, the relationships that you're in, pick three. Are you putting yourself in a position where you are loving yourself? Not from the love of the person, but the position that you're in within a relationship with somebody else. Are you putting yourself first as far as loving yourself? And when I say that, I'm not saying put somebody on the back burner, but what I'm saying is, are you accepting the highest respect from others? Are you accepting the highest amount of love? Are people discarding you? Are people putting you last? Are people keeping you as a secret? Are people hiding you? Are people devaluing you? And are you accepting it? All right. That's the biggest thing. These are questions that you have to ask yourself when you find yourself in certain relationships. And then there may be a hint why some of the relationships are not working out, or you're not happy, or you're unfulfilled. Very hard questions. Very hard questions. So, maybe sit with yourself on that as well. Where are you? Are you the priority? Are you taking care of yourself? Is your health good? Is your health declining because of certain relationships, situations, or jobs? Again, are you the priority? All right. And then we have discernment. It says you are developing the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. This is the big one too. This right here, this discernment is sometimes the reason why you stay in relationships for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Because half of the time you're afraid to be single. Half of the time, you're fearing that somebody else is going to get what you had, even though what you had is not good for you. Okay. And half of the time, you're believing an illusion, something that is not real, something that is not true, but looks like the real thing. It looks like the real thing. It feels like the real thing sometimes, but is it really the real thing? Okay. And that's where discernment comes in. We all have it. We all have intuition. We all have these abilities, but do we use them? Sometimes it takes for people to be really hurt, really scarred before they start tapping into their intuition and their illusion. But you don't have to. You don't have to be hurt to, the full extent. You don't have to be broken down to the bottom of the bottom. You can learn to use these things before it gets that bad, before it takes intense healing and rebuilding. Okay? So let's see here. I think my music is a little loud. To let's see here. What do we have here for Aries? Sun, moon, Venus, and rising. What do they need to see? This is for Aries. I'm not going to keep this too long, but I guess this was a quick, like, self-reflection type of thing here. Questions that you need to ask yourself. And in answering these questions, you'll kind of see what needs to leave. And there it is. Here's one, 21, scarcity. Scarcity. Let's read that. Oh man, I was deadlifting today. I really do not like deadlifting. It really hurts my lower back. I can feel it every time I twist and turn right now. All right, let's see here. And yes, I wear a belt. Oh, look, I keep this book with me. This is a great book if you guys need a book recommendation. They have scientific prayers in here to help you manifest what you want. Okay, this is number 21. Number 21, the air element. So this is definitely about your thoughts and what you think about yourself. Scarcity, shadows here. Okay. All right. So let me read this. Sukoyant. Okay. Beauty by day and hag by night. The Sukoyant is a energy vampire. I could be saying that wrong, but also known throughout the diaspora as Olhig or and Buhag. Whether energy or blood, for vampires, there is never enough to go around. Especially when you're attached to an energy vampire. It says you have so much more than you realize. You have access to unlimited joy, love, good times, pleasures, and prosperity. Be grateful for your riches. Okay. The embodiment says, stop going to the ocean and asking for a thimble full of water. It doesn't feel like it when you're desperate, but scarcity and lack are an illusion. Prosperity is believing that there is an overflow, more than enough love, happiness, well-being, and money to go around. Vampires take from others because they don't have enough life force for themselves. That is scarcity consciousness. When you embody lack, you are always hungry, tired, and jealous. Make a gratitude list. What are you grateful for right now? The goddess declaration says, my blessings always overflow. A lot of times, because of this scarcity energy, like it says here, this is a lot of times how people end up with energy vampires. Okay, you notice energy vampires tend to prey on people who do not recognize their self-worth. I can't talk. Who do not recognize their self-worth. A lot of times, energy vampires feed off of people who do not know their value. They do not know that they are a priority. They do not know that they are loved, because they can come in and kind of gas you up and pump you up for a while, maybe even love bomb you, right? Because you're not giving that to yourself, or maybe you haven't received it from anyone else. And so then once they get you right, I would like to say right, plump and fat and ready for the piercing, and then they can suck you dry. They can suck everything they put into you, and which was probably false or, fake anyways, but then they take everything else out of you. Okay. A lot of times this is because it's like this is what you think that you're worth, what you think that you can ask. Like this Sequoian energy here, the scarcity, you're going to the ocean and asking for a thimble of water. I say this all the time. A lot of times you don't get what you're manifesting because you're asking way too small. Way too small. And I know a lot of manifestation teachers will tell you start small and start little so you know your belief system, but you know what you can get, what you believe. But why don't you start with your belief or your self-love of yourself, so that way when that is at the right place and you truly see who you are, the truth. Let me tell you, who you are does not change. It already is, it already was, it already existed. You just have to discover that truth. The truth is the truth is the truth is the truth. It does not change because you change. Who you are is who you were when you were first born, okay? You just need to discover your truth. That's it, okay? I know a lot of people tell you you need to change this, you need to change that, but who you are at your essence already exists and already was, okay? And you just need to discover that truth and tap into that. It's already there. It's already there, all right? But if you don't realize that and you don't recognize your truth, you don't recognize your worth, you're always going to sell yourself for less. You're always going to settle for less. You're always going to accept less. You're always going to accept the bottom of the barrel treatment. You're going to stay in relationships way past their expiration date. Okay. And then you're going to be depleted and used and washed up. And then you're not going to be like, where am I going to go? You know, these are things, these are cycles that need to be broken way before they get out of hand. And sometimes it all starts with these limitations that we put on ourselves. It starts with this freedom card here. Okay, if you can break free from the limitations, the self-imposed limitations that you put on yourself, that is what freedom is. That is what freedom is, because then you can have everything, anything that you want and you desire. Doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter how much you weigh. Doesn't matter how old you are. When you reach this level of freedom, there is nothing that you cannot have in this world. Honestly. Honestly, believe me. All right. Okay. So let's see here. What do we have here from the tarot? What does Spirit want to tell Aries? Okay. You just want me to pull 5 cards. The Seven of Cups is trying to come out. And that's the illusion card. Oh, Spirit. Let's see now. The King of Cups is wanting to come out. So my spirit guides wanted me to tell you that a lot of the intensity for this reading is them. Okay, because when I was in deep meditation, I knew that this would be more channeled than just tarot. So I'm only pulling 5 cards. So let's see here. So it may seem like it's me, but it's not. Okay, so let's see here. Holy Spirit, spirits, and angels, please allow me to put a message here for the Aries collective. What is happening here? What do we need to see? We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Justice. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Fool in reverse. It flipped in reverse. And we have the Eight of Cups. Okay. The Hierophant here and the Ace of Wands and the Five of Wands. This may be a difficult lesson, maybe the hardest lesson that anybody has to learn here if I'm speaking to you and this is resonating, because I'm seeing the Five of Wands here is Aries energy here. And this is like somebody who's like internally conflicted, to the point where you're fighting, off this new beginning. Okay. And this new beginning here comes with some sort of spiritual lesson or enlightenment with the Five of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Hierophant here. Okay, it's like some sort of lesson here that has to be learned or unlocked here before you do this leveling up. Now, with the Knight of Cups, we have the Justice here, the Eight of Swords. This feels like an energy of somebody being stuck on a karmic wheel, on a karmic cycle. And they're wanting me to tell you that you don't have to pay off any karmic debt. It's just you needing to learn the lessons. That's it. That's it. And you choose how you move forward after that. Don't make anybody don't allow anybody to tell you that you need to pay off any karmic debt for anything that you've done in the past because it's already forgiven. I feel like the reason that somebody here is accepting the Knight of Cups energy, which is not the King of Cups, it's not the Page of Cups, but it's not the King of Cups. It's just enough, but it's not enough. And I feel like somebody is accepting that because they're feeling like this is what they deserve. Okay. But the truth of the matter is that you deserve a lot more than what you're accepting here. And the Eight of Swords energy here is that belief of all of the negative things or the self limitations here that you believe that you deserve. So you're keeping yourself stuck. Again, if you know the Eight of Swords energy, she's wrapped in freaking, I don't know, toilet paper. Like literally, that's what's bandaging up her up right now and even blindfolding her. And if she literally would just take her arms behind her back, from behind her back, she would loosen the restrictions and she'd be able to see that she's not in any real danger. She's not in any real danger and she's free to walk away at any moment and to go find her truth and her new beginning here. But yet she still chooses to stay trapped in these in this limit belief system. Okay. Not limitless, but limit belief system. Limiting, excuse me. So again, even the Knight of Cups here, it could be like the energy here of somebody love bombing you. Again, like we talked about, giving you the bare minimum, filling your head up with what you want to hear, what you think you need to hear, what feels good. Sometimes this could just be really good sex, right? You're finding yourself in a relationship where it's just really good sex and they're hitting all the spots. All right, let's keep it a buck. And you know there's nothing else that this person can do for you. There's nothing else they can give to you. Maybe they're married, no judgment here. But there's nothing else that they can do, right? And that's what you're accepting. And you probably know your worth deep down inside again, because remember, I told you it's your truth. You know who you are at your core. You know who you are, but you're accepting something that is a lot less than what you deserve here. And we have the Fool here that's coming out in reverse. So it's stopping everything new from coming to you, everything fruitful, everything abundant, all these new opportunities and possibilities. You're cutting them off before you can even experience them because you're keeping yourself stuck and trapped in a situation that is not even leveling up to who you truly are. Okay. Even if you're in a marriage and it's your own marriage, at some time, at some point, you realize that this was not enough, but you stayed. Again, no judgment. People stay for many reasons, children, assets, things like that. But if you realize that this may be your only chance to be happy for, I don't want to say this is your only life because I do believe in reincarnation, but this is your life as who you are right now. Okay. Don't wait till you reincarnate and be somebody else to be happy, is what I'm trying to say. Don't waste any more time than you have to. Okay. Don't do that. The outcome here is the Eight of Cups. You walking away and leaving behind everything that you believe to be true. Everything that you thought at one point was enough was only 8 cups. It was never the 10. But it's okay because you're going to decide to walk away from it, to go search for the other 2 cups so you have all 10. And as long as you have breath in your body, you still have time to do that. You still have time to go find your happiness. At any moment, you can get up and wake up and say, you know what? Today is enough, is enough, is enough. I don't care what I have to do to get out of this situation. I'm going to get out of this situation because this is not who I am. This is not in alignment with me anymore. Maybe at one point it was, but you can get up today or tomorrow and say, hey, this is not in alignment with who I am anymore. This doesn't fulfill me. This doesn't inspire me. Okay. Actually, this blocks my creativity. This blocks my happiness. This makes me depressed. This makes me dread waking up in the morning. And I don't have to take another day of it. You really have the choice to do that every single day. You really do. So I'm going to leave it right there and I'm going to pull you a guardian angel card here. And let's see here what we have here for Aries. Holy Spirit, Spirit guides and angels, please allow me to clear message here for Aries. You know what came out and they want me to read it. Okay. So what actually, and I was pulling another card. Um, I guess I'll read both of them. But what came out and I didn't realize was in the deck was the about the guardian angels, which is just kind of like explaining like what guardian, but I guess they want me to read it, okay? So it says, we each have at least one guardian angel who lovingly oversees all the events of our lives. Guardian angels are messengers of light whose divine mission is to protect and guide humanity along its sacred journey. Their love for each of us is unconditional, so no matter what you do or don't do, you are always worthy of their love. So at any moment, you can call on your guardian angels. We all have them. We all have at least two or three, probably way more than some can tap into. But you do have guardian angels who are always with you, and you can call on them and they can assist you. And most times you need to call on them for them to intervene in certain situations. So don't forget that. Know that you have that tool at all times, okay? They've been with you since before you've been into this body, okay? Invitation. We, your guardian angels, see what I mean? See what I mean? We, your guardian angels, ask you to invite us into your heart. Talk to us at any time. Share with us your fears and concerns, as well as your joys and pleasures. There is no need to be formal, for we have known you since before the dawn of time. Oh my gosh. Okay. In fact, we know you better than you know yourself, and we love you just as you are. That still trips me out. All right. So that's what I have for you guys. Take care. Bye.